Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. So for today, we are going
Waalaikumsalam,
to, we're going to continue with topic number 7. Okay, sekejap Let me share. So basically, we're going to have 3 different instruments here. Okay. The first two, stock dividend and stock splits. These two are actually part of, I can say dividends when the company wants to issue dividends to the shareholders, but instead of giving out cash dividends, instead they give out additional shares. Okay, dia maknanya dia akan bagi additional shares to the existing shareholders. Instead of bayar cash dalam bentuk dividend, dia bayar dalam bentuk stock. So meaning as a shareholder, you akan dapat penambahan additional stocks on top of whatever you have currently. Okay, so this happen usually when the company wants to conserve their cash. Okay, instead of dia bayar cash kepada shareholders, dia bayar dalam bentuk shares. Okay, that's number one. And for the third part ada stock rights kat situ. That's another element of raising funds. Okay, maknanya company perlukan funds, right? So one of the way is by issuing stock rights. So stock right ni dia akan jual. Instead of stock dividend, stock split, tadi dia bagi secara percuma, just give out as a bonus ataupun as a dividend, a form of dividend. But for stock rights, they are going to sell. And who are the potential buyers? Again, the existing shareholders. Okay, existing shareholders are the opportunity to buy more stocks kat dalam case ni. If you remember dalam common stocks punya topic before, one of the rights for the stockholders ataupun the shareholders is what we call as preemptive rights.
preemptive.
Preemptive. Okay, so this preemptive right is referring to this stock rights. So meaning rights to purchase additional shares. Okay, so let's go one by one. Okay, so all three here, we're gonna have some sort like a calculations, obviously. Okay, tapi the first two ni is quite straightforward for stock dividend and stock split. It's not that bad, but stock rights ni, I can say it's similar like our convertible bonds. Okay, ada similarity kat situ lah. So as an introduction here, as you can see, if you buy common stocks or shares of a company, there are two parts of returns. Okay, obviously number one is from the dividend payment and also from the price appreciation. So price appreciation here means the price of the stock that you buy increase over time. Okay, you buy, for example, you buy the stocks at RM1, for example, and later the price increase to 150. Okay, so there's a price appreciation from RM1 to 150, and then the 50 cents difference is your potential profit, and you're going to multiply with the units, okay, ataupun the lots that you buy. Okay, remember in stocks, one lot equivalent to 100 units. Okay, so meaning minimum you will have 100 units lah. So 150 times 100 ataupun the difference 50 cents times 100 is about RM50 profit based on one lot. Okay, and besides this price appreciation, you are expecting to receive dividend. If the company performs well, you're gonna expect obviously you nak dividend every year. Okay, however, in terms of this dividend, as I said before, most of the time you're gonna expect the dividend in the form of cash. Okay, dia akan transfer into your account directly. Okay, sekarang everything transfer je panggil cashless, semuanya based on online transactions. But sometimes, okay, the company might opt for non-cash dividend payment. Okay, so these are the two yang cakap tadi lah, either in the form of stock dividend or stock splits. Okay, so what would be the implication? Both will give you additional stocks. So meaning your original number of stocks will increase. Okay, but the two things here, stock dividend and stock split, will give two implications to the company, to the issuer ataupun to the company lah. Okay, so we're gonna see what will be the implication, especially from their financial statements point of view. So kita tengok stock dividend dulu. Okay, stock dividend, also known as bonus issue. Right, so this is very straightforward. Nama pun stock dividend, so they give out dividend in a form of stocks. Okay, so from accounting point of view, okay, stock dividend is merely shifting funds, okay, between capital accounts. So meaning there'll be no capital injection. So meaning there's no difference with regard with the total equity. Okay, the total funds will be the same. We are just reallocating the funds from one account to another. Okay, so hopefully you're familiar with the concepts of our partial income statement, partial balance sheet. Okay, partial balance sheet. Kalau ingat lah, dalam balance sheet kita ada assets kat sini, then we have liabilities, then we have equity at the bottom here kan. So here we just want to focus on this part je, the equity part. So dalam equity ni kalau kita enhance, okay, partial balance sheet ni, dalam equity you akan ada common stocks kalau ada kat sini. Stocks, for example, you're gonna have preferred stocks kalau ada. You have paid-in capital, PIC, paid-in capital. You ada retained earnings, for example. Okay, so the total will be total shareholders equity. Right, so this is the one that we're going to see the implication from accounting point of view, what will impacts when we issue stock dividend. Okay, so as I said, the total shareholders equity ni akan remain the same. There will be no changes. We are reallocating, meaning kita akan transfer from one account then transfer to the other account. Okay, that's why kat sini lah merely shifting funds. We are reallocating je. So how to reallocate? So that's what we will learn afterwards, macam mana nak kira. Okay, so this would be the steps. Okay, how to calculate the stock dividend and how to reallocate, okay, ataupun to shift the funds from one account to another. So rule number 1, okay, which equivalently what we're gonna do first, kita akan take out money from retained earnings. Okay, so retained earning will be the source of fund kat sini. So meaning the company will not use their profits to pay dividend. Instead, they're going to use their retained earnings. Okay, remember retained earning, yang ni tadi, RE ni, is the reserve, as of reserve lah, reserve of the company. So they're going to use this amount of money, the retained earning, and dia akan bawa keluar. Okay, and how much dia kena bawa keluar. Okay, so this is the calculation. It is based on, kita tengok dalam bracket ni dulu the percent of stock dividend. So once they want to issue ataupun they want to declare their stock dividend, dia akan beritahu lah what will be the percentage, the bonus issue, 20%, 30%, 10%. So they will give out the percentage of stock dividend. And we have to multiply with the percent of stock dividend with the current number of shares. Okay, this one usually kita panggil dia NOSO lah, number of shares outstanding. Okay, number of shares outstanding. So we need to know what will be the current numbers, and we multiply the current numbers with the percentage of the stock dividend. Okay, for example, tadi cakap 10%. So kalau ada, katakanlah, currently we have 1 million number of shares outstanding. So 1 million multiplied with 10%. So 100,000, for example. So that will be the new number of shares that we're gonna issue. Okay. Anyway, so that 100,000, katakanlah, based on this calculation, we need to multiply with the current price of the share. Okay, and with that, we know how much money is required for this transaction. Okay, so I recap, formula there is percent of stock dividend multiplied with number of shares outstanding. Okay, then kita akan dapatkan what will be the new number of shares. Then we're going to multiply that value with current price of the market, ataupun current price of the stocks. Okay, so that will give us the total value of that transaction. So that will be the cost actually. Okay, nak buat stock dividend ni is not free. Kita akan take out money from our retained earning. and based on current price. Okay, so bila kita dah dapat A ni, 1A ni, we're gonna deduct the value of retained earning originally and tolak with the number A ni tadi, 1A. Then we're gonna get the new retained earning. Okay, so our new retained earning selalunya akan reduce in value. Why reduce? Because we're gonna take out the money from this retained earning. Okay, so once kita dah take out money from retained earning, so kita kena reallocate these funds to 2 accounts. Okay, what are the accounts? Number 1 is the common stocks. Okay, common stock kita akan berubah. Common stock kat mana kat sini? One of the items dalam kita punya equity ni, common stocks. So our common stocks okay, will increase. Okay, because part of our funds from our retained earning ni kita akan transfer to common stocks. Okay, so to find the value, again, the ones in the bracket is actually the same as before. Okay, yang dalam bracket ni sama macam 1A tadi. So meaning percent of stock dividend multiply with number of existing shares ataupun no-so tadi. Then we get the number of new shares that will be issued. But now instead of market price, kita akan gunakan par value. Okay, so untuk common stock, if you recall, we don't have a standard par value. Macam kalau bond, we have par value dia RM1,000. Kalau preferred, we know the par value is RM100. Okay, but for common stocks, the par value is different from one company to another. So kena tengok dalam soalan lah, what would be the par value. Okay, selalunya dia akan mention dalam common stocks. Okay, so yeah, just multiply with the one in the bracket. So kalau you dah determine ni tadi 100,000 kan, katakan 10% of 1 million is 100,000. So just you know lah, this 100,000 multiply with the par value. So that amount you need to add with the original values from the original question. Okay, and remember the new common stock will increase. Okay, retained earning reduce, but for common stock it will increase because partial of the retained earnings punya portion yang kita withdraw tadi will be transferred to the common stock values. So once you dah transfer partial of it, sebenarnya the balance you kena transfer to the paid-in capital. Okay, selain daripada terms paid-in capital, sometimes they might use the term premium ataupun capital in excess. So everything here is actually the same lah. Okay, cuma terminology je different. So don't get confused. Tengok soalan lah. So kalau soalan kata paid-in capital, kita gunalah paid-in capital. Similarly, if they use premium or capital in excess, but all are actually referring to the same thing. So dalam ni tadi I put paid-in capital. Okay, so this part, okay, the easiest way is actually just to find the difference, okay, between the amount yang you transfer out and then partially the transfer to common stock. So the balance would be here lah sepatutnya. Okay, or mathematically, if you want to check or double check, it's actually the ones in the bracket still remain constant. Percent of stock dividend times no-so, and we multiply with the difference. Okay, so technically, like I said, if you get this, katakanlah, I don't know, 400,000, katakan, kalau you transfer here 100,000, we know this part will be 300,000 lah. Okay, kalau you tak comfortable, tak sure, tapi you have to show lah how to calculate this 300,000. It's either you use 400 minus 100,000 or you fill all the information here. Ni darab dengan the difference of the prices. Okay, so mathematically you shouldn't get it wrong lah, sebab kalau sini RM4 katakan, this is RM1 katakan. So 4 minus 1 is RM3 kan. So RM3 times 100,000 is 200,000. Something like that. Okay, and similar like common stocks, this paid-in capital will increase as well in terms of the value. Okay, simply because tengok ni tadi kita minus, mestilah tu kurang. These two plus. Okay, obviously the values will increase. So generally, when you see this, you can see the transaction is actually taking out money from retained earning worth, let's say for example, ni example je, 400,000. So 100,000 will be transferred here in common stocks. So the balance 300,000 will be transferred to paid-in capital. So that's why kita panggil dia shifting funds. Bila kita total up everything, it will be the same as before. So once we have these new values, okay, kita akan construct balik the new capital structure And based on this new capital structure, you don't have to memorize the actual structure. We just gonna follow the original structure yang diberi dalam soalan. Because the question will give you the original value, the original structure. Then we're gonna show the calculations, and then we construct the new one using the old structure with the new values. Itu je. Okay. So let's look at this example. Current stockholders equity on the balance sheet of syarikat bernas is like so. So this is the par value. Saya cakap tadi every question might have a different par value for the company. Okay, so we don't have a standard par value. So but for this question, the par value is RM2. And this is the value of common stocks, 35 million. We have trading capital, and we have retained earnings. Okay, before we proceed, boleh perasan, I have one more tadi. We have preferred stocks kat sini. So preferred stock ni, this is bukan nak kata optional lah. Sometimes ada, sometimes ada. So I'm gonna put here if any for preferred stocks. So kalau soalan bagi preferred stocks, okay, based on these steps, tak ada pun preferred stocks kan. So what we gonna do? Kalau ada dalam your statements, you're gonna keep this preferred stocks value constant, tak berubah. So you will not change anything. Kalau dekat sini dia letak 100,000, so when you create a new capital structure, it will be 100,000 as well, tak berubah. Okay, so preferred stocks, there's no impact towards our calculation kat sini, and also for the new structure. Tapi jangan left out, you need to bring forward to the new structure, but with the same value. Okay, tiada perubahan. Okay, I tulis kat sini preferred stock remain unchanged. Okay, remain unchanged. If any, kalau macam contoh soalan ni dia tak ada, so kita tak payahlah letak preferred stocks. Okay, right. So the paid capital is 40 million and the retained earning is 30 million. So the total 105 million. Okay, remember rule number 1. Okay, when we do our stock dividend, our total shareholders equity will remain the same. Okay, the total will remain the same. Like I said, there'll be no capital injection. So total dia akan sama, 105. However, the composition will be different because we reallocate. We shift the funds from one account to another. Okay, so rule number 1 kena meet kejap lagi. Make sure the total must be 105 juga. Tak boleh lebih. Okay, so this is your existing. Okay, because we're going to create a new, kejap lagi, the new one. Right, additional information. The company declares 25% stock dividend. So this is the percentage tadi. Percentage of stock dividend is 25%. Then the bagi market price is RM10. So this is our market price per share. So the question asks us to show the effect of the stock dividend on the equities account here. So our information ataupun our items will remain the same. So maknanya kita kena cari ni je. Okay. And the rule, we know the total must be RM 105 million. So before kita calculate, kita tahu this is 105 million. For sure, it will be 105 million. Cannot be other than these values. Kalau you calculate, tiba-tiba bila you total up, salah, ataupun tak dapat 105, then something wrong with your calculations. Okay, so step number 1. Okay, we need to calculate ataupun we need to take out money from retained earning. Okay, so what will be the formula? Again, in this case, I letak bracket kat depan katakan. So it's percentage of stock dividend, which is 25%. Darab dengan NOSO. Okay, so dalam soalan ni, you cannot see the NOSO yet. Ataupun it's not clearly stated what would be the number of shares outstanding. So how to get number of shares outstanding? Okay, we know this common stock is RM2 par value per unit. Okay, so this value 35 million is based on RM2 par value untuk satu unit. So in order to get number of shares outstanding, simply take 35 million value divide by RM2 par. So we have 17.5 million. Okay, this is the number of shares outstanding. So maknanya kalau you ambil 17.5 million darab 2, which is equivalent to 35 million ringgit.
So,
Okay, maknanya ada
which is we take the value from the, kan kalau follow the what, the amount transfer from yang ni, yang number 2 ni kan, the start number 2 kan?
Step number 2. Ni.
So kita ambil dia punya value lah from the par value tu kan?
Jangan tengok ni, yang nombor 2 lagi. Kita still baru nak buat step number 1 ni. I'm trying to find ni number of existing shares ni, Nuso ni. Okay, so this is the number of shares available in the market. So maknanya dalam syarikat Bernas ni, currently we have 17.5 million units of shares in the market. Itu maksud dia number of shares outstanding ni. We have 17.5 million shares currently in the market. Okay, and you're gonna see later, once we issue stock dividend ni, the numbers will increase. Number of shares ni akan bertambah sekejap lagi. Okay, but based on the formula, we need to know the number of shares currently, number of shares current lah. So to find the number of shares outstanding, simply take the values of common stocks, divide by the par value. So that will be 17.5 million kat sini. Okay, and we need to multiply with the market price. Okay, step number 1, kita kena darab dengan market price sebab kita nak tengok what will be the current value of our transaction. So our current price is 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit. So how much actually? 17.5 million times 25%. So technically, in the ones in the bracket ni is actually equivalent to 4.375 million. So maknanya kita kena issue 4.375 million. For this transaction akan ada pertambahan. Kita letak kat sini new shares. New shares will be equivalent to 4,375,000. Okay, so this is our new number of shares. Daripada transaction ni, kita akan issue banyak ni. So daripada 17.5 million akan bertambah additional 4.375 million lagi. Okay, itu kalau nak tahulah. But for now, kita nak tahu what will be the value of this transaction. Darab dengan 10 ringgit. So it's 43.75 million. Okay, so this is the amount of money that we need to withdraw from our transactions. Ataupun from our retained earning, sorry. Okay, so our new retained earning in this case. Okay, kita ada 30 million je. Okay, but the amount required is 43.75 million. Okay, we know for sure dia akan negatif kat sini. Okay, tak apa kalau negatif, biar dia negatif. So meaning dia kena overdrawn by 30 million minus 43.75. So they're gonna have a negative value kat sini. Berapa? 13.75 lah. Okay, 13.75 million. That will be our new retained earning. So new retained earning kat sini nanti kita akan letak lah negative 13.75 million. Okay, so that's number 1 ataupun step number 1. So we're gonna take out this much. Tapi kita punya balance since ada 30 million saja, so we're gonna owe 13.75 million. Now, step number 2. We need to transfer this 43.75 yang kita take out ni into 2 separate accounts. Okay, so kita ada common stocks and kita ada paid-in capital. Okay, so next kita akan buat common stocks dulu. So common stocks, again, the ones in the bracket will be the same. 25% times 17.5, kita tahu is 4.375 million. And now we multiply with the par value of 2 ringgit. Okay, darab 2 ringgit. So 4.375 times 2 is 8.75 million. Okay, 8.75 million. So what happened to this 8.75 million? So daripada 43.75 million ni, 8.75 kita akan transfer into common stock. So kita akan dapat new common stocks. And remember, kita akan transfer in Kalau tadi kita transfer out daripada daripada retained earnings. But for common stock, kita akan increase sebab kita ada penambahan number of shares kat sini. So original 35 million. Okay, and we add with 8.75 the new one. So 35 plus 8.75, it will be 43.75. Okay, 43.75 will be our new common stocks. Okay, ada penambahan 8.75. How I get this 8.75? Satu lagi is by taking 4.375 ni darab dengan 2 times 2 because we have additional units. Okay, and you're gonna be 43.75 million. Okay, by using this new capital structure, kalau kita nak cari berapa kita punya new NOSO, simply use 43.75 bahagi 2, sama macam ni, tapi ni based on 35 tadi, but with the new common stock value, in order to find what will be our new number of shares outstanding, simply take 43.75 divide by 2. Okay, or simply use the 17.5 tadi plus dengan 4.375. That will be our new NOSO. Okay. Right. Finally, the balance of it, the balance of the money from 43.75 ni, which is about 35 kalau kita tengok kalau kita calculate manually, 43.75 minus 8.75 is 35 million. Okay, 35 million. So 35 million kita akan transfer dekat paid-in capital. Okay, so to make sure our calculation semua ni betul, kita boleh calculate balik using the original formula. So 25% times 17.5 million ni, by the way, this is all million. But now we multiply with the difference of market price tolak dengan par value. So 10 minus 2. So 10 minus 2 is 8 ringgit. So 8 ringgit darab dengan 4.375 is 35 million. As I said tadi lah, 35 million. So your new paid-in capital, PIC, would be original 40 million plus with 35 million here, a total of 75 million. So 75 million kena kat sini. 0 million. So simply double check 43.75 plus 75, and then we have a minus kat situ, negative value 13.75. Okay, you should get 105 million kat sini. Okay, so match dengan kita punya original values, cuma kita reassign the values for each one. So semua berubah. Okay, unless like I said, if you have preferred kat sini katakan, that preferred will remain constant, dia tak berubah. Only preferred dia tak berubah. But for our common stocks, our paid-in capital and our returning will change. And this is our new equity account ataupun our partial balance sheets. Okay, this is our partial balance sheets. So in order to get marks, you kena tunjuk semua steps ni macam mana kira. And obviously with the new capital structure ni. Okay, so you don't have to memorize the structure, you just follow whatever the question give us macam ni. Okay, boleh ke? Ada soalan so far? Okay, so this is what we call as stock dividend. Okay, ada solution kat belakang ni, sama je. Okay, remember, we're going to take out money from retained earning based on market price. And then the amount of money that required for the transaction, kita akan transfer to 2 accounts. Okay, so based on the par value, kita transfer to common stock. So kalau macam mana nak recall, we know par value ada dekat common stocks kan. So generally, bila kita guna par value, kita akan transfer dekat common stocks. So that's why the RM2 kita transfer 8.75 ni into our new common stocks. And the balance of it, kita akan transfer to the paid-in capital. Okay, kita akan transfer the rest to the paid-in capital. Okay, so 10 minus RM2 will be the difference. Okay, and rule, the very important rule, these two value mesti sama. Mesti sama. Kalau you calculate salah, tak dapat value yang sama, there's something wrong with your calculations. Macam cakap tadi lah. Okay. So let's tengok some questions.
Sir, kalau simply take from the total tu kan, kat bawah minus yang the rest to get PIC, tu boleh ke kena ikut
You nak tolak macam mana? You originally bila you start, so you ada satu value je lah, you tahu 105 million. Tapi the rest ni you tak tahu lagi value yang lain kan?
to get the PIC only kan kat dalam soalan ni lah.
PIC ni sebab kita buat last kan, so kita boleh dapat by the difference lah. Tapi just to check kalau your first and second step tu betul. That's why the step ni I encourage you to use the same formula to double check. Sebab kalau you assume the first and second betul and then you just simply minus, mungkin salah. So the third step ni can be your macam your checking apa, your trial balance punya numbers lah.
I see.
Memang technically you boleh je minus sebab you dah ada dua first information kan. So you boleh je tolak sebenarnya, tapi just to check. Okay, so since kita ada December 2019 je, last final exam, kita kena carilah. Untuk soalan stock dividend, stock split, every semester ada. For sure ada. So, it's not that difficult. Cuma again, I tak sure lah. For the final assessment, last semester I tak ingat dia keluar ke tak. But anyway, let's go for stock dividend. Okay, here. Okay, so very specific, dia akan use the word stock dividend ataupun sometimes they use the word owner's issue. Ni, so dia ada 20% stock dividend. Okay. So similar like before, sama je, so lebih kurang sama lah. We have common stock of RM5, so this RM5 is your par value. Walaupun dia tulis perkataan par, we know the one in the bracket is your par value. And then they have the market price of RM10, so this is your market price. And the rest would be the same. Okay, in fact the numbers is smaller, lagi senang nak kira kot. Okay, so to find also number of shares outstanding, because you need this, it's 3 million. Okay, divide by RM5.
600k.
600,000 lah kan? So 600,000. So this is our current number of shares outstanding. So maknanya in the market, they have 600,000 units of shares currently available in the market. Okay, so with 20%. Maknanya ada penambahan 20%. Okay, so ada tempat tulis kat sini ataupun I use this one. Okay, so this is December 2019 tadi ya. Question 4D. Okay, so step 1, you're gonna transfer out money from retained earning. Okay, how? Tak nampak kat sini. Okay. So the market price is RM10. And the number of shares outstanding, which is 600,000. So ada 120,000. So This exercise will require the company, which is Soho Berhad ni, to issue 120,000 new shares. So, dia akan issue new shares 20% times 600,000 lah, which is 120,000. So, akan ada pertambahan ni bila you combine nanti, value dia kena ada 720,000. 720,000 units. Okay. So, ini total berapa ni? So, 120,000 times 10 ringgit. So, it will be 1.2 million. Okay, 1.2 million. Okay. So, our new return earning would be, our return earning original 5 million kan? So, 5 million minus 1.2 million. So, it would be 3.8 million. Okay, so this would be our new return earning, 3.8 million. Step 2. Okay. Partial of this 1.2 million will be transferred to common stocks. Okay, so based on common stock, ingat bila tampak common stock, kita tahu value yang associated dengan common stock is the par value. So kita ambil RM5. Okay, darab dengan sama jugalah, 20% times 600,000, which is 120,000 actually. Okay, 120,000 darab RM5. So we have 600,000. Okay, 600,000. Okay. So this 600,000, okay, maknanya exactly half daripada ni will be transferred into our common stock. So our new common stocks be, original kita ada 300,000, ada 3 million. 3 million. And we're going to add with 600,000. So it will be 3,600,000. Okay, this is our new common stock values. Okay. If you take this 3.6 million, kalau you bahagi dengan RM5, you akan dapat a total of 720,000. Yang cakap tadi lah, 600,000 original plus 120,000 of your new additional shares. So based on this, we know our total number of shares will be 720,000. Okay, so this is our new common stock. And lastly, step 3. The difference. So RM10 tolak RM5 is actually the same, which is RM5 juga sebenarnya. 10 minus 5 is RM5. And we multiply with 20% times 600,000. So it will be 600,000 as well. Okay, so 600 plus 600, 1.2 million. Okay, very straightforward. Now we add this 600,000 into our premium. Okay, they use the word premium, so we're going to use premium juga lah. So original premium, 2 million. And then we add with 600,000. It's going to be 2.6 million. Okay, so once you have all three, bolehlah transfer dekat sini, our new common stocks still remain constant. Our par value tak berubah, RM5. So our new par value is 3.6. Okay, and then our premium 2.6. And our return earning reduced to 3.8. So total combined is supposed to be 10 million juga. Okay, 3.6 plus 2.6 plus 3.8. So it's supposed to be 10 million as well. Okay, how much marks? 6 marks you dapat ni. Okay, based on these 3 steps and also with the new construction of partial balance sheets. Okay, boleh ke?
Okay.
Alright. So let's move on to the second one. Second one ni agak senang, lagi senang daripada ni. Ini pun dah senang kan. So for stock split, okay, stock split, the way how to calculate is very straightforward, very easy. In fact, easier than the earlier one. Okay. It is a way to create more stocks. Okay. Cuma kita akan menjimatkan as a company. Kalau tadi for stock dividend, we still gonna use some money. We need to take out money from our retained earning. Okay. But for this, we will not shift any funds. In fact, okay, fund kita tak guna. Cuma kita akan create more stocks. And how to do that without taking out any money is by reducing the par value. So kita akan rendahkan kita punya par value. Okay, so why company reduce par value? Salah satu reason dia is to enhance trading activity so that lebih banyak share in the market lah. Okay, so satu lagi because selalunya sometimes they feel that the price is too expensive. Then they reducekan par value. Okay, so one implication, main thing kat sini kalau bear with me. Kalau you perasan tadi when for stock dividend, the total will be the same kan, but the rest different. Okay, but for stock split, everything will be the same. Everything. Semua value ni akan remain sama je. Kecuali, there are two things that will change. First is the par value akan berubah. Second is the no-show. No-show akan berubah jugalah. So dalam case tadi, stock dividend, okay, everything change except the values and also par. Par tak berubah kan, par remain constant. Okay, cuma no-show berubah lah. Okay, macam yang ni tadi, I letak our no-show from 17.5 then increase, add more 4.375. Ataupun dalam example yang dalam pasir tadi, from 600 then increase to 720. Okay, that's the no-show. Tapi par value still remain. Kalau contoh example tadi, RM5. Okay, but for stock split, everything will remain the same kecuali par value will change, will reduce, no-show will increase. Okay, dua tu je yang akan berubah. So that's why these two you kena tunjukkan what will be the difference. So how to calculate? Okay, so for example, kalau tadi for stock dividend, usually they will define ataupun they will declare using the percentage, meaning 20% stock dividend ataupun 25% stock dividend. But for stock split, they're going to use these terms, the ratio 2-for-1, kadang-kadang 4-for-1 contohnya. Okay, so to read this 2-for-1, kita boleh tukar dia kepada A for B contohnya. So kalau 2-for-1 maknanya A dia 2, for B 1. So maknanya 2-for-1, so A for B. So to find the new par value, sebab kita akan reducekan par value kita, we're going to use the old par value from the questions and we're going to divide A divide by B. So maknanya kalau 2-for-1 bermaksud 2 bagi 1 lah, 2 divide by 1. Kalau 2 divide by 1 technically is divide by 2 lah. So old par bahagi 2. Meaning you cut in half kalau 2-for-1. Biasalah kalau you ada 2, you ada 2 untuk pecah kepada 2 orang, so you're going to pecah by half. Okay, 2 untuk seorang. Okay. But kalau 4-for-1, meaning you have to divide by 4, quarter contohnya. Right? So once you have this old par value, okay, once you have this old par value, untuk step number 2 ni dia ada 2 cara. Satu, you boleh guna formula ni. Okay, to find the new no-show, new no-show, number of shares. You're going to use old number of shares darab A divide by B. Okay, so kalau ada 2, darab 2 lah. Or alternatively, you boleh guna new common stocks ataupun the common stock tak berubah kan, common stocks divide by new par value. Okay, you boleh gunakan formula ni juga untuk cari number of new shares. Okay, common stocks value which is yang kat sini, yang existing yang ni contohnya. So sebelum ni nak cari no-show kita bahagi par yang original, but now we gonna divide by the new par value. We will get the same answer, either one of these two lah, salah satu. So once we have these two information, we're going to construct the new capital. But as I said before, your new capital structure akan look very much the same as existing. Semua ni akan sama, tak ada yang satu pun berubah. Only this part. Okay, PAR akan berubah and you need to show the NOSO punya values yang baru. Itu je. Okay, so for example, Inferno Corporation declares 2 for 1 stock split. So you know this is A for B kan. So nanti kita kena bagi A divide by B. So 2 divide by 1. Show the effect of the capital structure. So currently we have 400,000. So macam mana nak cari 400,000 ni? Selalunya soalan tak bagi 400,000 ni. Simply take 800,000 bahagi 2 kan, divide by 2 to get NOSO. This is original NOSO. And this is for value. RM2. So for your new capital structure it will be exactly the same. So maknanya sebelum apa-apa dah boleh tulis kat sini. Okay, 3.8 million. Okay, your capital structure will be the same. Tak ada perubahan pun. The only difference is this part. So you need to show this new PAR. Okay, so old PAR RM2 divide by A divide by B. A divide by B is 2 divided by 1. So technically it's RM2 divided by 2, which is RM1. So our new PAR will be RM1. Okay, RM1. So to find new number of shares outstanding, as like I said, ada dua cara. We can use common stocks, which is 800,000, divide by our new PAR value, RM1. So you dapatlah 800,000. Zero pula. 800,000 800,000. Or you can use NOSO tadi, 400,000 original. Darab dengan A divided by B, 2 divided by 1. Which technically is 2 jugalah. So 400 times 2, 800,000. So up to you nak guna yang mana satu. Both will be acceptable. So I will suggest you to write this information macam ni juga. Dekat sebelah ni lah patutnya. So maknanya for your new common stock, you have common stocks dalam bracket. Tak kat atas ni, it will be 800,000 at RM1 PAR value. Okay, so 800,000 times RM1 is 800,000. Okay, maknanya the changes will happen for these two je. The number of shares dengan PAR value. That's it. Okay, the rest will be the same. Okay, very, I can say easy, one of the easiest kot. Let's look at past year questions. So macam saya cakap tadi, untuk soalan stock split dengan stock apa tadi? Stock dividend ni memang every semester ada. Okay, so the stock split kat sini. Okay. Sebab dia guna 2 for 1 and then dia guna RM2, then you know already lah. Okay, your stock, the new PAR value, you dah tahu berapa ringgit dah. Okay, and automatically you dah tahu dah berapa units. Okay, very straightforward. Berapa markah ni? 2 plus 3, 5 marks. Okay, anyway, let's try jugalah kat sini I'm gonna use this here. Calculate new PAR value. Okay, so to find new PAR value, formula dia tadi apa? Old PAR, so we get divide by A for B, which is 2 for 1. 2 divided by 1. So RM2 bagi 2, we know it's RM1. This is our new PAR value. Okay, what will be the new number of shares outstanding? There are two ways macam cakap tadi. You can use 40 million. We have 40 million units kat sini ataupun 40 million ringgit, 40 million ringgit. Kalau tadi 40 million divided by 2 to get the new NOSO. But here we have RM1 current PAR value ataupun the new PAR value. So it's supposed to be 40 million divided by RM1. So it will be 40 million units. Okay, so soalan ni tak suruh kira ataupun soalan ni tak suruh construct. So technically you don't have to calculate ataupun you don't have to construct the new one. Tapi kalau you have to construct, it's going to be the same. 40 million, 25 million, 20 million. It's a total of 85 million. Cuma beza dia in the bracket nanti it will be RM1 lah. RM1 par value. Okay, from 2 reduce to 1. Okay, boleh. 5 marks dalam masa seminit. Alright, so that's stock split. Okay, I recap the main difference between stock split and stock dividend. For stock split, there's no changes at all for all of the items. The values ni tak berubah. Because we don't shift fund. We are simply multiply. Okay, multiply the number of stocks ni je. Kita tambah. Nama pun stock split. You bayangkan you ada satu stock, you pecah dua. So ada dua stock. Itu untuk satu unit. Bayangkan you ada 400,000 unit. So that's why daripada 400,000 jadi 800,000 because we double up the values of ataupun the not value ada double up the numbers tu. Okay, and in order to support our common stock values, takkan kita nak kena darab dua juga. Kalau kita tak darab dua, kita kena pump in money. Maknanya this not 800,000 anymore kalau kita double up 800,000 tapi darab dua dah 1.6 million kan. So stock split kita tak buat macam tu. Okay, so in order to support that, we have to reduce our par value. So par value will reduce by half lah dalam case ni. So therefore our new par value is RM1 tadi.
So what is the purpose for this?
Like I said lah, the purpose tadi, the very first tadi, the company believe that the price is too expensive. So one of the way to reduce it is to declare a stock split, and dia akan reducekan lah the par value at the first place, tapi the market price akan somehow affected by that. Yang satu lagi is to issue more shares without any cost. Sebab they don't have any cost kat sini. Dia tak inject any money pun kat dalam transaction ni. So they just the number of shares akan jadi lagi banyak in the market. So maknanya dia akan jadi lebih liquid dari segi number of shares in the market. Okay. So ni tadi dia punya solution dia. Alright, any other questions before we go to stock right? Stock right ni maybe kita take 5 kejap before we go to stock rights. As I said, stock right ni is a totally different from the first two tadi. The first two tadi tu more on the increasing number of stocks tapi dengan cara untuk membayar dividend. Okay, to award dividend to the shareholders, so they give out stocks. Okay, again the similarity here for stock rights, maknanya kat sini they still gonna issue tapi it's not going to be free. Kalau tadi ni dibagi secara free kepada shareholders. Ini if you own 10,000 units, okay, bila dia issue stock split, you akan ada 20,000 units. Itu maksud dia. So you have 20,000 units tapi at a reduced value lah. So jumlah still sama tapi number of units you bertambah. So meaning if the stocks price increase in the future, then you have more stocks kan contohnya. So that's the reward yang you akan dapat for the future. Okay, ataupun stock dividend tadi, you just have additional shares. Okay, tapi company kena bayar lah, digunakan retained earnings. But for stock rights, they're going to charge you. They're going to sell it to you. Okay, but again, let's take 5 before we proceed with stock rights. Okay, let's continue with stock rights. Okay, the final part of our topic number is an activity that will give the holder here refers to stockholder upon the shareholder. Okay, an option. Remember, this is an option. This is not compulsory. So you as shareholders, you can exercise your rights, or you can just where you need to buy. It's not free like stock dividend and stock split. Totally, you receive as a free stocks. Okay, but here you need to buy it. Okay, a certain numbers of common stocks according to number of your original stocks. So you kena tahu berapa yang you own, and from there you can calculate how much actually you are entitled to buy. And in order to buy it, they will specify the price. Okay, and the price is known as subscription price. And this subscription price is different from the ones in the market. Remember kita ada market price kan sebelum ni. So this is the one that currently being sold in the market. Okay, but we have the subscription price kat sini. Okay, which may be higher, may be lower than the market price. Obviously, kalau dia mahal daripada market price, obviously the stockholder will not exercise lah berapa kita bayar premium higher than the market price kan. So usually the stockholder will exercise if they feel that the subscription price is cheaper than the market price. Okay, and this happened, the whole thing here, the stock rights happened before the new shares ni issued to the public. Okay, sebelum dia jual kepada public, kepada non-stockholders, okay, they're going to sell to you as stockholders first. So this is the rights, the preemptive right I said tadi kan. So you're given to purchase more, right? So example kat sini lah, if you have 5 shares, that example 5 shares give you 5 rights in order to buy 1 new share. So technically, when the stock rights exercise finish, you're going to have 6 shares. Contohnya lah. Okay, so at the end of the exercise, for every 5 shares, you get 1 additional share. Okay, ni contoh sajalah. Okay, so we can calculate later on what will be the new shares needs to be issued. Okay, but bear in mind agak technical sikit in terms of the calculations ni, because somehow you need to know, ataupun not to know lah, meaning you have to know the formula in order to calculate. Okay, so here are some important dates in the rights issuance. Okay, similar like dia macam stock, macam dividend punya issuance juga. They gonna give announcement first, sama macam dividend. Kalau you track dividend payment from companies, dia akan buat announcement dulu. Okay, similar for right issuance, they're gonna announce the company will issue rights offering to the public. Okay, obviously they akan announce in the public channel. It can be in the newspapers, news portal nowadays. Okay, dia akan beritahu lah, dia akan declare. Okay, the company are issuing rights issues. Okay, and the shareholders will be contacted juga lah with this exercise. Okay, and we have selepas announcement date, we have X right date. Okay, so what does it mean by X right date? So before ataupun prior to this X right date, stocks will be sold with rights on. Maknanya stocks yang dijual akan datang dengan rights on, atau datang dengan rights attached to it. Okay, so selepas daripada tarikh ni, the stocks will be sold without the rights attached to it. That's the importance of X right date. Okay, and then we have record date. So sama macam dividend juga, they have record date. So this record date will determine the stock transfers punya activity considered close, and then lastly the expiration date lah. So these stock rights ada expiration date. Okay, ada expiry dia, because this allow, go back to here, this allow the stockholders to make decision sama ada dia nak exercise ataupun tidak. Okay, and again the company cannot wait forever lah, so they give you opportunity first, and once dia dah bagi opportunity and you tak exercise, then this is when the rights akan jadi worthless, dah tak boleh diguna pakai dan tak laku lagi lah. Okay, and once this expired, then later if the company needs to sell, they can sell to the public. Okay, they can sell it to the public. So as a shareholders, there are 3 things that you can do once you've been offered this kind of stock rights. Okay, number 1, you boleh exercise the rights, and you have to pay lah. You have to pay using the subscription price. Kalau dia kata subscription price there's so and so ringgit, you have to pay using that values as a purchase price of the stocks, of the additional stocks. Remember, the subscription price ni for the additional stocks. Or kalau you tak nak exercise, meaning you tak nak beli the new shares tu, you can sell the rights. So rights ni is transferable, meaning you boleh jual to other investors, to other shareholders, right? Or number 3, kalau you tak nak jual, you tak nak buat apa-apa, you can ignore je lah and let it expires. So for number 2 ni still you can get any returns, okay, sebab you boleh jual kan. But for number 3 ni maknanya you tak nak kata rugi sebab you tak incur any cost kan. So you just let the rights expire, then move on with your life je lah. Okay. Now, here are the valuations that you need to know. Dia ada banyak kat sini. Tak adalah banyak, ada 7 ke 8. Okay. First things first. Number 1, what would be the new number of shares? Okay. So sama macam kalau kita calculate stock dividend tadi, kita nak tahu berapa new shares will be issued. Okay, cuma kalau tadi kita guna the percentage of stock dividend, we multiply with the number of shares outstanding. Okay, but for this exercise untuk rights to find the number of new shares, the formula would be amount to be raised. So this is the amount that the company intend to raise. Okay, berapa yang dia nak gain from this activity, and they're going to divide with the subscription price, because this subscription price is the price ataupun the purchase price dia cakap, ataupun dalam case company this will be their selling price. Okay, harga jual kepada penjual, harga beli kepada pembeli lah obviously but this is the amount of ataupun the value of the substitution price. Okay, amount to be raised divide by substitution price. So in short, selalunya substitution price ni kita guna symbol P as a price dan small s. Okay, so amount to be raised divide by the substitution price. Okay, so number 2. Okay, number of rights required to purchase one share ataupun the symbol is N, capital N. Okay, so to find the N, number of rights in order to purchase one share, so maknanya kat sini, in order for you to purchase one share, berapa rights yang you kena ada. That's why people will buy rights from others in order to increase their number of rights. Okay, so the formula would be number of shares outstanding. So this is your NOSO sebenarnya, number of shares outstanding. So to find NOSO, you remember tadi konsep nak cari original number of shares is from your common stocks divided by your par value. Okay, and we're going to divide with number of new shares. Where we get this from? This one, from number 1 tu lah, from formula number 1, number of new shares. So we're going to use number of existing shareholders, and we're going to divide with the new shares that will be issued. Then we can find what will be the number of rights required to purchase one. Okay, so maknanya kalau the smaller the number, the more you can buy. Okay, tapi kalau lagi banyak, you boleh beli sikit je lah stocks tu. Okay, so that's N. So N important for the rest of the formula, banyak kita perlukan N. Now, number 3. Okay, value of rights on ataupun RON. Okay, rights on ataupun RON kat sini lah. So the formula is, okay, we have one information kat sini. Price on. This is price on. Price on ataupun tentu PON ataupun is actually market price. Okay, so this is market price. So PS tadi is substitution price. So price on is market price actually. Okay, so market price akan you tengok dalam soalan lah, dia akan bagi you what will be the market price. So it's market price minus substitution price. As I said, selalunya substitution price will be lower. Okay, yang mana tadi? Ni substitution price ni usually will be lower than the market price. But kalau dia jual lagi mahal than market price, siapa nak beli? Might as well we go to the market and buy directly from the market. Sebab substitution price ni selalunya sepatutnya lagi murah lah, so that it will, give some incentive to the shareholders. Dia boleh beli pada harga discounts. Okay, that's why it's price on minus substitution price. So usually we'll get a positive value kat atas ni for the numerator, and we want to divide with N plus 1. So N is number 2 tadi. So that's why in order to calculate the rest ni, you need N first. And to calculate N, you need a number of new shares, right? So N plus 1. Then you get rights on. Okay. By the way, when we talk about R, when you see depan ni ada R juga depan ni. So rights tu refers to values. Okay. Tapi bila cerita pasal P, we are talking about price. Okay. Kita ada price on tadi, kita ada substitution price, PS. Next, we have PEX, price with X rights. Okay, remember X rights tadi, definition X right. Okay, sama ada the stocks is with rights or without rights. Okay. So, price with the X rights, the value, ada dua cara macam nak cari. Okay, if you have rights on punya values, from number 3, we can simply use market price minus rights on. Okay, market price, rights on ni, minus with rights on. Or, kalau you tak calculate number 3 tadi, soalan tak suruh buat katakan. So, to calculate directly the price X right ni, it's price on, okay, which is market price, multiply with N, plus substitution price, and again divide by N plus 1. right? So that's number 4. Number 5, again, bila kita cerita pasal value, ingat value is R, right? Okay. Kalau price is P, kan? Kalau tadi kita ada value of rights on. Now value of X rights, kita panggil dia REX. So the formula is price of X rights, which is number 4 tadi, ini, minus with the subscription price, divide by N. And notice dia punya formula is N. Denominator dia N only, not N plus 1, just N. Then we're going to get the value of X rights. Okay, so next, number 6, premiums from rights offering. So remember, premiums ni is actually part of our balance sheets. Okay, premium ataupun PIC ataupun accessing capital tadi kan, kita guna terms. So it's all the same. So what would be the new premium? What would be the new premium in this case? It's substitution price minus par value. Okay, remember, we have 3 prices kat sini. Kita ada market price, kita ada substitution price, we have par value as well. So ada 3 value. Kalau tadi kita ada market price and par value only, but now we have the third price, which is substitution price. Okay, so substitution price minus par value. Again, we're going to assume this would be positive values as well. Meaning the par value will be at the cheapest, market price will be at the highest point, and substitution price will be in the middle. Okay, minus par value. And then we multiply with number of new shares issued. So this is from, again, this is from number 1 tadi. The number of new shares issued. And this transaction, if you multiply and get the values, okay, kita akan add dengan old premium in order to get the new premium when we construct the new capital. Okay, so this part, ini, this is basically from number 6. Okay, from number 6 ni tadi. Right. And number 7, this is assumption. Assumption losses if you don't exercise. Remember, when you receive these rights, you ada 3 option. Okay, whether to exercise, whether to sell, ataupun you ignore. Okay, dalam case ni, number 7 ni, this is potential losses if you don't exercise. Okay, kerugian kalau you tak exercise. So to find these losses, potential losses, the formula is market price minus price X rights, ini number 4 ni. Okay, and then multiply with number of shares owned, not number of shares issued, but number of shares owned by investors. So untuk soalan number 7 ni, selalunya dia akan bagi dalam soalan dalam bentuk assumption. Dia akan kata, okay, let's say the investor has 10,000 units. Okay, what would be the potential losses? So dia akan bagi macam tu. So you gunalah number of shares owned by that investor is 10,000 units, for example. And finally, there's a possibility that the question asks you to construct the new capital structure. Okay, just like what we've done in stock dividend dengan stock split. Okay, so the elements still the same. Okay, ada potential, ada maximum 4 je. Again, preferred stocks kalau ada, it will unchanged. Okay, so I recap kat sini. It's either stock split, stock dividend, even stock rights. The preferred stocks ataupun preferred shares kat sini, the value kalau ada, it will remain the same. Okay, for stock dividend, retained earnings will change. Dia akan reduce. For stock split, it will remain the same juga sebab dia unchanged, semua unchanged. But for stock rights, retained earning also will remain unchanged. Because why? Remember, this activity, we're going to get the fund from external. Maknanya from new activity. The fund comes from the shareholders. Okay, sebab kita jual. Kita tak bagi free kalau macam stock dividend tadi. We have to take out from retained earning because we're going to give the additional shares for free to the shareholders because it's part of the dividend. Okay, but now we are selling. As a company, we are selling. So therefore, the retaining will remain the same, tak berubah. So the funds that comes in will appear in these two, in the common stocks and also in the premium. For the common stocks, okay, kalau premium tadi ada explain dia datang daripada new premiums offering based on this number 6 plus the original values. Okay, but for common stocks, simply take the original values of shares. This is all no so, all no so, plus with new shares. Mana dapat new shares? Again, this is from number 1, amount of new shares that will be issued, multiply with the par value. So for this case, the par value tak berubah because this is not stock split. So our the par value of the stocks will remain constant, sama macam stock dividend. The only case that the old stocks ataupun the old par values reduce is only for stock splits. Okay, so untuk yang lain par value remain constant. So the common stock akan increase, the premium akan increase. Okay, out of these 4, the first 2 will increase, the bottom 2 will remain unchanged. Okay, let's look at this example. Okay, so this company considering rights offering to raise 45 million. So this is the why they issue stock rights at the first place, because they need money. Simple as that. The company needs money. Okay, remember the first 2 tadi tu bukan rate, dia bukan issue untuk raise money, dia issue sebagai bentuk pembayaran dividen. So for this, nature dia lain. They want to raise fund, they need money. So they can issue new stocks kat sini, and they're going to sell to the existing shareholders first, okay, in order to get this 45 million. So currently the stock is selling at 25 ringgit. Remember, the current price ataupun the market price is price on. So this is price on 25 ringgit. And the subscription price is set at 15% below the market price. Okay, so dia tak bagi you directly, dia bagi you dalam bentuk below 15%. So to find the subscription price, so 25 ringgit, discount 15% sebab dia below 15% kan. 85% lah kan, 85% of the value. It's gonna be 21 ringgit 25 cents. Okay, so ataupun it's 25 ringgit darab dengan 85% lah. Okay, why I get 85%? Sebab 15% discount. Okay, 15% below the market price. So it's 21 ringgit and 25 cents. So that's the subscription price. And similarly, they give you the partial balance sheet. Okay, bila you nampak macam ni, automatically you can calculate no-so dah. Okay, no-so is 40 million divided by 10 ringgit. Apa? 4 million lah. Okay, we have 4 million. 4 million shares. This is the current ataupun existing no-so. So the rest kita tahulah, kita ada common stock 40 million, premium 100 million, return earning 160. Okay, satu lagi implication. This is application towards its capital structure ataupun the partial balance sheet. Remember the first 2 for stock dividend, total shareholders equity will remain constant. The other 3 akan berubah because kita shifting funds. Okay, for stock split, everything remain constant. Okay, tetapi par value will change. Okay, will reduce. For this one, stock dividend, we know tadi asset retaining remain constant. Kalau ada preferred, it will remain constant as well. Tetapi these 2 will increase because you're going to sell the stocks in order to get this 45 million. So technically, your total shareholders equity akan menjadi, it will become a total of 345 million because you raise 45 million and this 45 million will transfer kat dalam ni. So you know your total ataupun your new nanti kat sini will become 345 million. Okay, will become 345 million. Automatically we can see from here, dia nak raise 45 million, so 45 million mesti kena pump in dalam account kan. So this 45 million will be part of your shareholders equity. But we know here it will be 160 million. Okay, so that 45 million, some will be in common stock, some will be in premium. Okay, so sekejap lagi kita calculate lah. Right? So that's implication dia. Implication dia, retaining will remain constant. The total shareholders equity will increase by how much? By the total amount yang dia nak raise tu. So every question bila nampak je how much nak raise tu, automatically you know that will be our new total. Okay, and as you all know, I said tadi, kita punya RM10 will be the same, tak berubah. Okay, so calculate ada A sampai H kat sini. Ada jawapan dah, kita apa. So the number of new shares to be issued if all the rights are exercised. Okay, number of new shares if all rights are exercised. Remember, sometimes, even though you want to raise 45 million, sometimes tak semua orang beli. Meaning not everyone exercise. So therefore, sometimes you might fall short lah in terms of to get this 45 million. But in this example, they ask you to assume all will be exercised. Maksudnya semua orang akan exercise. So formula to get the new shares, this is new shares. Is amount to be raised, 45 million. Divide by substitution price. Okay, dia punya ni numbers dia agak odd sikit lah. Dia jadi ni this much. 2,117,000 shares. Okay, ada jawapan yang 45 million divided by RM21.25 from our substitution price. RM21.25. Okay, so some question akan bagi you more reasonable ataupun easier numbers to calculate lah. Sebab dalam case ni dia dapat odd numbers. Okay, divided by 21.25 kat sini. Okay, so dapatlah 2.17 tadi. 2.1176 million. Okay, so to calculate number 2, number of rights required, remember is NOSO kita is 4 million. And our new shares to be issued is 2.117 million. So 4 million divided by 2.117 million, you have about 1.9 rights. Okay, 1.9 rights. Okay, atau 1.9. Kadang-kadang I guna 2 je. Okay, but anyway, try to keep it macam ni je lah, 1.9 rights. Next, rights on. Okay, formula for rights on, again, it's the market price, tolak the substitution price, divide by n plus 1. So 25 minus 21.25 divided by n 1.9 yang kita dapat tadi plus 1. So we have here RM1.30 as our rights on value. Okay, so next the price X. Okay, price X. There are two ways to find it. Okay, easier kalau kita dah calculate rights on tadi, simply ambil price on RM25 minus 130. Okay, dapat 2370. Or we can use the whole formula. Okay, price on darab dengan n plus substitution price divided by n plus 1. Okay, we should get the same answer. Okay, so this one will be used if we don't have rights on. Tapi kalau you dah ada rights on, simply tolak je from your market price. Okay, sebab kita dah calculate tadi our rights on 130. Number 5, rights X. Okay, the formula is price X, which is the 2370 minus substitution price divided by n. And n only, not n plus 1, and just n. So again, we get 130 juga. And F is the premium. Okay, so substitution price minus par value and multiply with the number of new shares. And this will be our new premium. Not new, maknanya the add-on premium. So we're gonna add this value with the original. Soalan ni, premium kita original 100 kan. So our new premium will be 123,823,529. This would be our new premium. Add-on. Okay, so 100.
Sorry sir, yang premium tu, SP tolak dengan PV.
SP tolak PV, PS sebenarnya. PS tolak PV.
PS tolak PV, darab dengan? This
is number of new shares.
Number of new share.
Yang yang ni, yang A ni.
Oh, alright. Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay, this is number of new shares needs to be issued. Okay, so like I said, this value will be transferred into our premium. So we know kita nak issue 45 million tadi kan. So 23, almost 24 million ni will transfer to premium. So the rest will be transferred into common stocks. Okay, so for common stocks, besides you can find by deducting 4 million dengan 23 million, dari 45 million tolak 23 million, or you can use this value lah. So the original NOSO 4 million, tadi ada tunjuk kan, ni NOSO original 4 million, and we know we're going to issue 2.117. So 4 million plus 6.117 ni is about 6 million something. 6 million something times 10 ringgit per value. So this would be our new common stocks. Okay. And total, as I said tadi, would be 345 million. Okay. And lastly, loss if not exercise the rights. So soalan tu tadi cakap, you own 100,000. So this is your number of shares. But you do not exercise the right. How much will you lose? Okay, hypothetically. So formula dia, it's market price. Okay, tolak dengan substitution price. Sebab technically you can save money kat sini kan sepatutnya. Kalau you beli pada harga RM23.70 substitution price, you can sell back the stocks at the market pada harga RM25. Okay, so times 100,000, so a total of 130,000 losses kalau you tak exercise. So meaning sepatutnya you boleh jimat RM1.30 kat sini per unit. So 130 cents per unit times dengan 100,000 units that you have, so equivalent to RM130,000. So this is potential losses. Okay, again, this is hypothetical lah. You might lose if you don't exercise. Sebab harga ni memang fix, tapi ikutkan market price boleh berubah. Okay, even it can go higher, or it can go lower juga. Tapi based on this, we're gonna assume that they're gonna lose RM130,000.
Sir, macam tadi saya kata market price tu sama dengan price on. Alright, so kalau macam dekat yang tadi loss tu,
kat mana? Loss money.
Loss tadi tu, market price tolak dengan
This is price X.
Oh, price X.
Price X ni.
So darab dengan price
Dengan 100,000.
100,000 tu
Ini
from
is amount own.
on okay.
Berapa yang dia own. Because price X ni the value of the stocks with the exercise rights. Sebab kalau tak ada, dia based on subscription kan. Anyway, let's try some question kat sini. Okay, similar like the first two tadi, stock rights pun every semester ada. Sebelum ni lah Cuma saya cari je lah mana ikut ni. For this semester yang kita buat tadi, December 2019, is appear in question 5C. Okay, so this company, Rich Corporation, requires 100 million ringgit. So we know this is amount to be raised. Kita tahu totalnya nanti akan jadi 210 million. Okay, from here kita dah tahu. Okay, dia nak 100 million. Original 110, so the new total shareholder equity will be 210. The company is considering issuing rights issuance, and the market price is 15 ringgit. So this is our price on 15 ringgit. Subscription price there is 10 ringgit. Okay, very straightforward. Kita tak payah kira pun. And this below is the extracted balance sheets. Okay, dia ada common stock 4 ringgit per value, 80 million. So again, automatically kita boleh cari NOSO. 80 million divided by 4. 20 million lah kan. We have 20 million units of shares based on existing values. And then premium 20 million, retain earning 10 million. So we don't have preferred juga. Right. Jarang soalan ada preferred Sekejap, bear with me 1 second Okay. Tak banyak ada tapi kalau ada, let's say ingat tak kira lah stock split ke, stock dividend or even stock rights. If you see preferred stocks kat sini, okay, maybe lepas ni kalau sempat kita tengok sampai sini ada preferred stock. It will be constant, unchanged. Okay, jangan tak copy. You need to copy to the new structure, but the value you transfer according to the original. Okay, without changing anything. Now, you are required to determine number of new shares to be issued if all rights were exercised. Okay, this is new shares lah. Kita nak cari new shares. So, formula dia, amount to be raised, which is 100 million, divided by substitution price. Substitution price is 10 ringgit. Okay, 100 by 10, 10 million lah kan. Okay, so the company needs to issue 10 million units of shares. Sebab satu unit dia jual RM10. So nak dapat 100 juta ni, 100 million, they need to sell 10 million units. As simple as that lah, nak explain. Okay, in order to get 100 million, they need to sell 10 million units. Sebab satu unit dia jual RM10 satu. Okay, so in order to get 100 million, the company needs to sell 10 million units. Okay, so this 10 million units, macam mana nak jual? So, dia kena cari N tadi kan? Soalan dia tanya N. Okay, the number of rights required to buy new shares. So, this is N. Okay, so to find N, it's all NOSO. Our all NOSO is 20 million. Okay, 20 million. And our new shares is 10 million. So 20 divided by 10 million is 2 shares ataupun 2 rights. RGH. Macam mana je ni? Okay, RIGHTS, rights. 2 rights. So what does it mean? In order to buy 1 new share, you kena ada 2 rights. 2 for 1 lah macam tu. So 2 rights dapat 1 share. So kalau you ada 100 rights, you boleh beli 50 macam tu. Okay. So next terus dia tanya, what will be the changes of balance sheets after the right issuance? Okay. So we know the total will be 210, the retaining will remain constant at 10. Okay, so the implication only on two items. Okay, so this will be new. So from common stocks point of view, okay, it's actually based on all number of stocks, 20 million. And then kita ada additional 10 million units. So 20 plus 10 is 30 million. Okay, I letak kat sini lah. It's gonna have 30 million shares total. Darab dengan RM4. 120 lah kan. 30 million darab, 30 million unit darab dengan RM4. So 120 million. Okay, so 120 million akan ada dekat common stocks because we're gonna issue 10 million units more. Okay, kita akan jual 10 million unit and the par value is RM4 each. So RM4 darab 10 juta, kita ada additional 40 million. So 40 million plus 80 million original. So we have 120 million worth of common stocks. Okay, so technically kalau kat sini dah boleh calculate dah premium sebenarnya kan. So 120 plus 10, 130. Okay, so technically sepatutnya premium kat sini would be 80 million. Betul tak? 80 million. Okay, this is based on RM million. Okay, it's supposed to be 80 million. But how to find this 60 million? Okay, how to find 60 million yang ni tadi the premium ni. Premium. So to find the new premium, the old one plus with the difference of substitution dengan par. Substitution dengan par darab dengan new shares. Our substitution is RM10. Par is RM4. So 10 minus 4 is RM6 times with, again, the new one is 10 million. 10 million units. So technically we get 60 million plus with the 20. So kena plus dengan these brackets. Then you get the 80 million. So that's it. Then you get 1 plus 2 plus 4. So ada 7 marks for this. So our new partial balance sheet ataupun the changes into the balance sheets after the right issuance. We have 120 common stocks, new 80 million. So dalam bracket ni worth 60 million. 10 minus 4 is 6 times 10 million is 60 million plus the premium 20. So we have 80 million. And RE remain unchanged. So total 210. So 210 based on this 100 million additional. Okay, kita try satu lagi lah. Tengok June 2019. Ada soalan ke?
Saya nak tengok yang tadi tak? Saya nak tengok gambar.
Okay.
Okay, thank you sir.
Alright. Okay ni, soalan question 5B This is June 2019. Okay, June 2019. Question 5B. Okay, Pro Display Corporation plans to raise 2.25 million. Okay, 2.25 million. So again, by looking at this, we know original 8.525 kan? So 8.525 million plus 225 million. So we're gonna get 10,775,000. This would be our target to get this value, 10,775,000, our new equity based on this rights issuance. The stock will be sold at 4 ringgit to existing shareholders. So what does it mean by 4 ringgit ni? Ni price apa? Price untuk existing. Okay, this is substitution price, PS substitution price, harga yang akan dijual kepada existing shareholders. And at present, okay, this is bila cakap present, we know this is market price ataupun the current price. The stock price is at a premium of 80% of the substitution price. So maknanya harga market dia ataupun price on dia is 80% premium. Maknanya 80% lagi tinggi from this 4 ringgit. So this 4 ringgit, you have to increase by 80%. So you get lah the price on of 7 ringgit 20 cents. So how I get this 720? 4 ringgit increase by 80%. So 1.8 dapatlah 720. Okay, dapatlah 720. Okay, dapatlah ni. Alright. What else? Okay, so again we can calculate the NOSO kat sini. Number of shares outstanding is 2.25 million. Bahagi 2. So the par value is 2 ringgit. So 2.1125. Berapa?
25.
Berapa?
1125.
1 million
Bagi 2
125. Okay. So that is the existing NOSO. Okay, so we know the retaining later akan remain constant jugalah, 5250. Okay, so let's go one by one. What will be amount? What will be number of shares to be issued? Okay, this is very first question. Memang dia akan tanya ni together with number 2. So number of shares to be issued. Again, formula dia amount to be raised. Tadi 2.25 million. And divide with the substitution price. Substitution price dia 4 ringgit. So we have 562,500. Okay, so this would be amount, number of shares to be issued. So technically this is new shares lah basically. This is new shares. Okay. So in order to get 2.25 million, so this company needs to sell 562,500 units. So again, what will be the number of rights ataupun N? So it would be the original 1.125 million. Okay, exactly half. 125. 000 kan? 125 divided by 562 500. Okay, so you get 2 rights kat sini. So the N is also 2 rights. Okay, 2 rights. So 562,500 dengan 2 rights. So next question asks the value of rights. Okay, remember bila digital pasal value, we know it's R. And rights on, technically it's RON. Rights on. Okay, so rights on yang ni. Yeah, rights on. So rights on is price of the market price minus the substitution price divided by N plus 1. So the rights on, kita define tadi, the premium 80%, so it's 720. Minus the substitution price, RM4. Okay, divided by N plus 1, so 2 plus 1. So 7.2 minus RM4 divided by 3. So it's about 1.07. Betul lah? 7.2 minus 4 divided by 3. 1.07. Okay, so price X, since kita dah ada rights on ni, simply ambil market price 720 minus 107. So RM6.13. So this is the X rights. Okay, so number 5. If an investor has 50 lots, okay, determine the number of new shares he will be able to buy using all his rights. Ada soalan lain? Kita tanya pun untuk next one. Tak apa, kita guna ni je lah. So if dia ada 50 lots, so 50 lots darab 100 unit, which is 5,000. Okay, so this is the 5,000 yang dia ada. Okay, currently they have 5,000 units. Okay, what would be the number of new shares he could buy? Okay, remember untuk beli 1 unit dia kena ada 2. Okay, dia kena ada 2. Right, sebab dia punya shares memang dah ada dengan rights. Okay, so how to find it, I tak tunjuk tadi, tapi this is just a simple mathematics. So for this person to buy new shares, dia satu unit yang baru, you need to have 2 rights. So if currently they have 5,000 units, so simply 5,000 divided by 2 rights lah. So technically dia boleh beli 2,500 units. Okay, this would be the number of shares yang dia boleh beli. 2,500 units. Okay, so ni simple mathematics je lah. Tak ada dalam formula tadi hasilnya. Okay, just you need to understand yang N ni tadi, it means in order to buy, nama dia pun rights required to buy one new ni, maknanya one new share. So kalau ada 5,000, so daripada 5,000 unit yang dia ada, so dia kena divide by 2. So dia boleh dapat 2,500 units additional shares. Okay, so the time pun dah tak sempat ni. Nanti you can try lah nak cari what will be the new stocks dengan premium. Okay, new stock very simple. It's 1125. New issuance is 562,500. So 1125 plus 562,500 darab dengan RM2. So we have 3,375. 3,375. Okay. Okay, so salah kira tak jap. 3375 5252 10 7. So here later nanti you kira you akan dapat 2150. Okay, 2150. So that's increment of the premium kat sini. Okay, I think that's about it kot. Okay, so yeah, that's about it for today. So yeah, itu je lah untuk topik number 7. So for the next meeting, kita ada equity, bukan equity, sorry. Kita ada derivatives pula. Okay, so we're gonna discuss about, okay, by the way, topik 8 dengan 9 ni memang kita tak akan go through. Okay, kalau nak nanti kita boleh go through very fast lah, tapi selalunya memang tak akan ada dalam exam pun sebelum ni. So selalunya akan go straight to topic 10, options and warrants. Tapi maybe kalau ada masa kita go through sekejap lah topic 8 and 10 ni just to discuss. Okay, so ada apa-apa soalan nak tanya?
Sir,
Ya.
tadi masa buka e-future kan, I nampak dekat bahagian assignment. Ada 2 assignment. First kita dah buat hari tu, and then second assignment 1 tu should be kena hantar hari ni tu.
Assignment patutnya memang ada satu assignment due today 10 PM tonight. That's itu baru ada first assignment je. Sebelum ni kita ada test sebelum ni.
Sebelum ni test.
Sebelum ni test.
Tapi assignment tu kita orang baru perasan hari ni.
So ada masa lagi 6 jam. Sebab dia pukul 10 malam ni. Nampak je nak buat. Sikit je soalan dia.
Nak study balik sir, nak recall balik.
Tengok video. Ada video kan.
Itulah tak ada masa play video.
Itulah sebab sir hari tu mention pasal test je. So macam tadi
ada mention, cuba tengok video yang sebelum ni, ada cakap pasal test. Pasal assignment. Sebab we're gonna have 2 tests. Maybe 2 assignment kot. Sebab nak cover the whole 6 berapa persen? Kita punya 40%. Or else tapi try dulu buat sampai nanti inform.
Kalau tak sempat inform.
Kau boleh sempat lah.
Tapi kita orang try.
Try lah.
Tak sempat saya email lah.
alright, so thank you
sir.
Alright, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.